Okay, so I want to do a bit of a talk about how to extract data from Paraview. Um, so in this case, I want to load in some CFD data that I've already got. So I've got all of these VTK files. There's 100 of them, and it represents velocity around some buildings. So just so we can see what we're looking at. We go to the latest time step. Um, so this is some velocity data around a load of buildings, and the actual geometry looks like that. And I'll do that on parallel projection. Right, so I want to extract a load of point data from this. And so I've got the points described in test data.xyz. So after looking into it, it's the best way is to load this in as a load of points. So the format is you specify the number of points, and you have a blank line, and then you've got the first number doesn't matter, but I'm just using that to reference the point number. And then I've got the XYZ data. So for this one, it's all at the same height. So that test data represents a load of points that I want to extract from this flow solution. The flow solution itself is really thin because it's just a thin slice of data that's been taken out of the overall solution. So I can open point data. You can read it in as XYZ reader, but it's best to do it as this one. Visit XYZ reader. So I'll just change that one back to outline. So now you can see, hopefully, you can see all of the point data. So with this point data, if I want to make it a bit more visible, if I want to make it more visible, I can just go to 5, and then we can see the points a bit better. Right, so from the flow solution, what I want to do is just take the speed. So I'm just going to create a function, calculate a function. I'm going to call it speed, and that is going to be magnitude of the velocity. Ignore that. So now I've got speed as a function. And then I don't want to, because I want to limit the data that is passed through to the plotting. I'm just going to, I don't have to do it here, but I'm going to just do pass arrays because I found this is quite a good way of getting rid of all of the additional data that I don't want. So I'm literally just passing speed through. So I've created a function, I've passed the arrays, and now I want to map that solution onto these points. So resample with dataset. So here I'll select the source, which is the original flow solution after it's been passed through. And then destination mesh is going to be my points. So then point size, if I change that point size to 5 again. So then you can see I can select speed, and the flow solution has indeed been mapped onto the points. So that's effectively the data I want to extract from this flow solution. So at this point, what I can do is plot it. Now I've tried plotting over time, but that basically averages all of the data at each time step. So what I want to do is just plot data. When I do plot data, we can just see the speed, which is good. That's exactly what we want. So this is showing a plot of each data point, the speed. So we've got 80 points. And so then I can save that directly. But what we can do is we can just check that as I move through time, oh, I'm at the end. Yeah, as I step through the time steps, the plot changes. Because I tried to do this in an earlier version of Paraview, in Paraview 3, whatever it is, Paraview 3.4.1 or whatever it is. I tried to do this exact same thing and it didn't work because when you step through the time, for some reason, it wasn't updating the resample with dataset. So that's since been corrected. So now I can go through all of these and look at the results of each one. Now what I want to do is save all of this data. So at each time step, I want all of this probe data to be exported. So I'll end up with 100 CSV files, which I can then interpolate, process separately. So then I literally just do save. I'm just going to do save test.csv. And when it does that, I've got some options here. So choose arrays to write. Well, we've just got speed and this VTK point mass, so I don't want that included. So just deselect that. And then write time steps. And then there's a format specifier there. So I'm just going to do that. And then that is going to skip through the entire unsteady solution, hopefully, and generate all of the probe data that's been extracted. So you can see that's generating now. And then if I go to one of these, test4.csv, then what I've got here is literally X, Y, and Z and the speed. So that's great. So for each time step, I've got all of the speed data for all of the different locations. So once I've got those files, I'm just going to write a short Fortran code just to read each time step and then save the speed data at each time step so that I've got one single file that's got all of the data in it. And by that way then I can view it a lot easier. So that is basically how you extract a load of point data from Paraview.